Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Rudy Hunter. I am thrilled and delighted that you are here, that you took the time away so we can get together around the world and we can dive in and do some really good work. This is pretty much a rescue call live, and it will be a rescue call for you on replay into the future. Every time that you come and do this work with us here, you're going to feel better. And it's work that's best used when you're feeling, I believe the technical term is a shitty. So this is a great place to be when things are not working out, when you're frustrated as hell, when you're feeling all over the place, or you don't know what you're feeling, or you're numb, or you're just mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. This is a great place to be. We're going to try and keep it to half an hour. Fingers crossed. I will not do too much yakking. I have a couple of things to teach you about feelings that they never taught us in school, sadly. And then we are going to jump in. Here's the first and most important thing. This is called Stuck on a Feeling, Energetic Clearing Tools for Healing. And let me tell you, it's a big deal for your healing. And I'll tell you why shortly. First of all, you need to know or learn the distinction between what kind of feeling is here in your system. You've shown up, things are not right. Are you having a sensation or an emotion? You're probably having all kinds of things, but it's important to be able to distinguish between sensation or emotion. Here's the easiest way to understand that. Because a lot of people don't know that what they call feelings are actually sensations. If you take your fingers and rub it on any part of your body, careful now, that's a sensation. That's a proprioceptive sensation of touch, pressure, heat on your body. That's a sensation. Being pulled down to the office by the ear, that's a sensation. Being kicked in the shins and getting a bruise, that's a sensation. An emotion, I'm not going to list them all, but some of the biggies are, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel upset, I feel nervous, I feel ashamed, I feel humiliated. Those are internal emotional expressions that don't have necessarily anything to do with the sensation of touch, pressure, heat, what have you. We got to lay the groundwork. I have been in private practice for people and animals 50-50 for over 40 years. And I have some big secrets to tell you about emotions. The big secret is the block that you're going after when you're in trouble, upset, frustrated, stalled out in your healing journey is very often emotional. Even when you're sure it's not, emotions are a player. When folks make it finally to my door after they've tried everything else, been disappointed and angry that nothing else has helped them unlock their blockedness. When they end up at my door, so I probably see a little higher percentage of folks who have no idea that what needs to be dealt with is an emotional issue. Just presume that applies to you too. Almost always it will be the case. The next big secret is that emotions can be released. An even bigger secret that I didn't know until I was in my, mid-30s maybe, was that emotions want to be released. Not necessarily expressed, but they want to get out of your system because that's not serving much of a purpose. And now one secret that's a bit of a tragedy. The tragedy for me is we should have been taught this as children. We should have had expert guidance in identifying what we're feeling, making the distinction between, is it a sensation, are your clothes scratchy, or are you unhappy? That fundamental distinction, and then we should have been given a set of tools to be able to release emotions on our own. Yes, we can learn from other people. You'll learn stuff from me today. But when we're stuck and set on our own and it's 3 a.m. and we're crying on the bathroom floor or curled up in a pile in the bedroom, not knowing what to do, guess what we have to release? We have to release stuck emotions in order to move forward. The the trajectory of my own life would have been astronomically different if I had learned some of these skills. I venture to guess that yours would have been too. The good news is it's never too late. We can start releasing now. Now is all we've got. Now will work. So we're going to jump in and learn some ways to manage ourselves. I'm adding in energetic work because it's very easy when we're trying to manage our own emotions and get them to release, really to have them let go of us, which is really what happens. It's easy to get lost in that quagmire. So I will be adding energy work in these processes so that it's easy, that I will drive the bus for most of this. All you have to do is sit down, fast forward to here for when we start, press play and go, okay, Rudy, take me through it, because this stuff I'm feeling, these emotions, need to come out. So I'm thrilled you're here. I venture to say you will use this a lot. I would love it if in the comments, if you will, for every process we do, you'll either rate yourself 0 to 10, because I don't want to go through that with you every time. It'll eat into our time. 10 is take me to the emergency room. 10 is I don't have any problem with that feeling anymore. And rate yourself when we start and when we finish each round. Another way to do that for folks who don't like to rate things numerically, although numerically will give you great precision when you're working on your own, so don't cast that aside. You can go on the shitty scale. I feel really shitty. I feel less shitty. I feel much less shitty. I barely feel shitty at all. Oh, I'm starting to feel better, and I'm good. That'll work. It's your subjective experience, so that's fine. Pick one feeling. Here's the big mistake everyone makes, especially when we're left to our own devices on our own and we're upset. I want these 5 things to go away right now. That doesn't work. That will make all of your feelings worse and more intense. And let me just say one other thing. If you're still not sure that feelings are a big block to things, if you don't have any money or you're in a financial crisis, yes, money is an issue. Your feeling about being in that crisis paralyzes you from doing anything about it until you release the feelings, and then you can work on the money issue. For health, this is extremely intertwined, but as much as money is. If you are sick, ill, yes, you're under a good doctor's guidance. I always stress good doctor because I think people should only take advice from good practitioners of anything, but I digress. If you are ill, infirmed, under the weather, you're trying to get better, you're trying to heal, your emotional feelings about being ill are the current biggest block to you getting better, because those feelings paralyze you from action until they're released enough so that you can start working on going to the doctor, taking supplements, stretching, exercising, eating better, drinking more water, all the things we know we have to do. Let's do one other category to hammer it home. You're having trouble in your relationship with your teenager, God help all of us, or your significant other, or your mother-in-law, or your neighbor, or your intimacy partner, whoever. You're having trouble in a relationship. You want to heal that trouble. The trouble is always first emotional, because how you feel about this difficulty paralyzes you until you release those emotions enough so that you can start communicating better and doing what's necessary in the relationship to improve it. I know you've heard this in various forms now and again from different places. I'm here to sum it up for all of us. Think stuck emotions first. My practice has been built on helping people release terrifying feelings that they don't want to deal with so they can get better. And they get better. All right. Pick an emotion you're going to work on. Just one, not 5, not 300, not 2, because 2 is sneaky. If you pick 2, you might as well pick 200. It doesn't work just as well. Pick one that's worth working on. Tune into that emotion. The emotion is somewhere in or around your body. If you're a strange, wonderful feeler, it might be off the body, but still connected to it. If it's off in the ethers, that ain't your emotion. I know I'll get emails about that, but it ain't. Pick an emotion, a feeling that you can name inside your body. If you want to know where to look inside your body, the most popular places are head, heart, tummy. And it's usually heart or tummy. You can have a feeling stuck up here on your shoulder, absolutely legit. As long as you can name it, you can work on it. So name it first. Is it, well, it's not going to be a pleasant emotion. So is it grief, loss, sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, loathing, lust, whatever it is? One feeling. And then ask yourself these series of check-ins. What's the color of it? Don't think about it. Just look at it and see what color it is. If it's no color, which would be very, very rare, if it's 28 colors, pick the dominant color. If you are someone who constantly goes to extremes and lives in always Neverland, which is what we mostly all do when we're upset and stuck in feelings, we go, it's all these things, it's too much. It's not too much if you pick one and look carefully. I promise you. And I tease because we all do this. What's the dominant color? Look and notice. What's the shape of it? Is it a blob? Is it spiky? Is it an amorphous triangle? Does it look like a burrito shape? Does it look like a foot? What's the shape of it? If I said to you, oh, it's definitely a square, and it wasn't, you'd go, oh, no, it's not a square. If you can do that, you can name what the shape is. If you know it's not a square, you know what the shape is. What's the size of it? Is it the size of a dime? Is it the size of an egg? Is it the size of a grapefruit? Is it the size of a basketball? Is it the size of the Empire State Building that sticks all the way out of your body? They're all legit. They're all crazy sounding answers. However, they're not crazy. They are your neurology responding to discomfort. Didn't think we'd sneak neuro in here, did I? What's the motion, if there is any? Some of these won't apply, but most of them will. Does it vibrate slowly? Does it clank like a really broken metronome? Does it thump? What's the motion of it? Does it move? And it may not, it may be still. Location, did I do location? I'm ahead of myself. Where is it? Is it right under your clavicle? Is it right above the clavicle? Is it more on your shoulder? Is it in the body but near the back? Where is it? Be specific. What's the texture of it? Is it the texture of a baby's blanket? Is it the texture of human skin? Is it the texture of silk? Does it have little nubs on it? Does it have spikes on it? I bring that up because mine have a lot of spikes on them for some reason. It gets my attention. What's the texture? And then here's one that is definitely neurological and may surprise you. What's the scent of it? Does it smell like old milk? Does it? And I don't mean put your nose on it and go, no, that just smells like my shirt. Don't do that. I'm not interested in how your shirt smells, although I'm sure it smells lovely. What's the scent in your mind that this amorphous, blobby, triangular shaped, spiky, gray thing, whatever it is, what would it smell like? Does it smell like pancakes that have been left out on the counter for a week? Does it smell like dirt? Does it smell like throw up? Does it smell like dead animal? Just notice. Not all of these things will apply, but I want you to answer at least half of them so you have an incredibly clear image. Stay on the same emotion. We're going to fix all this in a second. These are leads into your neurology so that the setup for the energetic work that's coming is really easy, focused, and profound. But I'm going to ask you one more seeming trick question. It's not a trick question, but I want you to answer it fast, meaning try not to think about it too much. First thing that comes to mind. If there was a face connected to it, who might that be? Whose face might it be? Is it your mom's? Is it your neighbor's? Is it your younger self? Is it somebody who beat you up in a college fight? And there may not be a face connected to it, but it's a great question to ask yourself. I use this a lot with clients to make obvious connections. And if there's no obvious connection, no face really appears. I will pre-warn you, like I do with clients, if it's your mother-in-law's face that pops up, you are not allowed to call her up and go, I knew I hate you. I hated you when you drove me crazy. You showed up in my shoulder today. You are not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do it by email. This is your information about your emotion. All right? Here's what we've connected and collected. Your emotion, its location in your body, some of the elements that keep it stuck, its shape, its texture, motion, and the possibility that someone's face or some meaning to someone else might be connected with it. We've put all of these things together. We've made them one thing because they are one thing. They're this emotional structure you have in you. Now we're going to dissolve it. The great news is we've done all the hard work. We're now going to sit quietly together, and you're just going to keep your attention on the emotion and any of the elements that you've identified. You can dwell on them a little bit if you want. Just keep your attention on the place where it is in your body. We're going to go for a couple of minutes in silence, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. You ready? Oh, and if your mind wanders, just bring it back gently and refocus it on the emotion. Here we go. And then very gently bring your attention back. Come on back from wherever you may have drifted. Put your attention on the same emotion, same details. Notice for yourself that something is different. It's not different because I say something's different. Check and you'll notice that things are reduced. And it might be you going from an 8 down to a 5. It might be from the I feel shitty to I don't feel so shitty. Whatever scale you've used, notice that there's an improvement and a change. It honestly, I know you want it done. I know you want it done yesterday. It doesn't matter how much it drops. It matters that it does start to drop. And that's what this deconstruction does along with the energetic work. Because we're going to do one more very powerful maneuver on this same clump of stuff we've put together. It's the meaning of the feeling. Ask yourself these ideas. What does it mean about me that I have this feeling? So for example, let's say this is sadness, just as an example. What does it mean about me, or what does it say about me that I am holding on to this sadness, or this sadness has taken up residence here? What's the meaning about me that X feeling is here? And answer that for yourself. You can leave it open-ended and just ask the question, and it'll work. But it's really useful if you answer the question to yourself. So here's a really simple, obvious thing that's pretty common. What is the meaning of this sadness still stuck in my shoulder? Well, it means I'm not really over this loss of my pet, even though it's been 2 years and everybody makes fun of that, but I guess it means I'm still grieving. Yeah, that's what it means. Let's have another example. What's the meaning of this anger still stuck in my shoulder that keeps holding me hostage? Well, I'm still pissed off about a couple of things, and I haven't really resolved that because I keep getting distracted by this anger. It keeps coming up. It's like it hurts. Or, what's the meaning of this feeling of being humiliated that's in my shoulder somehow? Well, I guess I'm really not over the humiliation yet. I'm just stuck in how terrible it feels. It doesn't sound, when you say it out loud to yourself, and I do recommend doing this out loud, so go hide in the bathroom so you don't freak your family out. What does it mean that I'm having this feeling in my hip? Let's make dinner. It doesn't sound revolutionary, but the distance from here to here, when you answer these questions, will often help the meaning become really forefront. When the meaning is forefront, you are suddenly working on a much higher level of why this emotion is around in the first place. So hopefully you've gotten some information, maybe. It doesn't always happen, but it often happens. There's a meaning to why we have emotions that are stuck in us. So whatever you got this time, and it takes a little practice, but whatever you got, put your attention again on the emotion, but really focus on the meaning. What's the personal meaning about this? And look for things like, it means I'm no good. It means I'll never get ahead. It means we'll never get our sex life back. It means I'm a terrible communicator. Whatever has juice is the meaning you're really looking for. That's where the pain is. So whatever meanings come up, gently focus on that. This won't be long. Close your eyes, keep your focus on it. Here we go. All right. Easy, unhurried breath. Let go of everything we focused on. You can let go of all the specifics, all of the meanings. And in that moment, when you're done letting it be, check. How high are you on the scale? What has dropped in your assessment of this feeling? Are you on the super shitty scale? Are you on the, oh, it's not too bad at all, just a little grumpy? However you quantify it. Every feeling and every situation that you're in will demand different amounts of replays of this. By the way, I'd love to just see in the comments, like, what changed for you? That's what we want to know. I mean, I'm nosier probably than all of you put together. And thanks for being here from around the world. It's awesome. What changed? Did you go from an 8 to a 2? Did the first time knock it out to 0? Did you do it again just for good measure? Always a good plan. What changed for you? Just chuck those into the comments for me. I love to see that stuff. The meaning, or there are often several meanings, so it's useful to come back and rerun this process on the same emotional stuckness, especially if it's a big thing that's going on. If it's right in your face and that's all that's been happening for the whole week, sit down, do this, do it once or twice. Don't do it 8, 9, 15, 300 times. That's an exhausting part-time job. Do it a couple of times and put more emphasis on going after the meaning. What's the terrible, horrible message that you are stuck in that this emotion represents? Anger is a great example of this. Like, there's all kinds of reasons we get angry, but behind that anger is often sadness, and behind that sadness is a meaning we have, like, I'm a terrible person, or I still feel guilty for something I should not have done, or I feel like I keep screwing stuff up and I'll never get ahead. Those are large meta messages that take some undoing. So it'll take a few rounds through this, not 100, a couple. All right. One of the places you can look for the meanings is the emotional tone that your self-talk creates in you. If you're inside two different people's head during a normal quote unquote day, one person is, I'm a screw up. I never do anything right. Oh, I bumped my head again. I'm clumsy. Oh, I dropped the dishes. See, that proves I'm clumsy. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I feel like an idiot for saying that. That feels awkward. And another person can be, things are good. I'm happy with who I am. Things are going well for me. Everything seems to be working out. I don't know how, but that's great. Yeah, I feel a little bit of a spring in my step. These are different worlds, universes that people live in. No one believes that it's not difficult to go from crappy self-talk to better self-talk. The bridge to go from one to the other is releasing emotions that are in the way. So you have a very powerful tool to do that, but that's not all I'm going to leave you with. We're going to do more. I also want to point out that if you don't know what you're feeling, check this list of very common stuff. We are not a happy people. Check angry, sad, grieving, afraid, anxious, fearful. That afraid, anxious, fearful, an entire Milky Way of delights, that is. Guilty, ashamed. There are many, many more emotions. If you're bored one day sitting on your phone, Google a list of emotions, not sensations, emotions. See what comes up. You can take a screenshot of that, keep it on your phone. You can go down, oh yeah, I'm feeling humiliated. That's it. Sometimes seeing it makes all the difference. I do all of my personal work on tiny little sticky notes. It's very useful, because we're in the midst of working through stuff, to write down the specific emotion, once you've nailed it, that is really driving everything. You go after the driver, you take the whole bus out. You take all the peripheral stuff with you. I always answer this question for folks who, I work with a lot of folks who suffer on the anxiety and depression scale of things. The feeling of depression, and this, I should probably make a disclaimer here. I'll make a disclaimer after. The feeling of depression is made up of a cluster of emotions. That's not all that depression is, but it is a huge player. Yes, there's a chemical imbalance, and every 10 years there's a renaming of the things we don't know about depression that's called depression. Because to a great extent, it is not only a cluster of emotions, it's a cluster of triggers, neurological triggers, also nutritional problems, and energetic and toxic sensitivities to things. It's complicated. Tell me something I don't know. However, having said that, while you're working with your great medical, psychological provider who's skilled to help you feel better and to learn those skills so you can feel better on your own, you can work on releasing emotions starting today. You can do that today using just the format that I've taught us, and you can make incredible ground so that everything you're already doing works better, works more harmoniously. I want to now do something that is the exact opposite of the specificity we've done to get unstuck from an emotion. I'm not going to give you any instructions other than one, and we're going to sit for 3 minutes together in silence while I do all the energetic work. I would also love it if you would comment about this too, because it's nice to see the differences. It's just nice to see the comments. So your one and only instruction is going to let your mind wander wherever it wants to go during these next 3 minutes. In case you haven't noticed, minds love to wander. It's one of the things they do best. We're going to give the mind total permission to wander, to go wherever it wants to go. I let it wander to things like ice cream and ducks. I recommend that you don't spend your time wandering to, the laundry you have to do later and your taxes for the last 2 years. That sounds terrible. So wander somewhere fun. I had loved ones who used to say, yeah, I just let my mind and my inner critic go to Bermuda and swim around. And I've been to Bermuda, and I would highly recommend that. So you're going to let your mind go wherever it wants to go. I'll call you back when it's time. We're going to do a full 3 minutes. For some of you, this will feel like 25 minutes long. I promise it'll only be 3. So here we go. Close your eyes, get comfortable, let your mind wander, and we'll get the work started right now. And there we go. Gently and easily, taking all the time you need. Come on back. And once you've arrived back, take a moment, notice what you notice, especially about the emotion that we've been working on this whole time. what's here now, and notice that. If you'll take a few seconds to notice the differences in that, and also all the differences in the rest of you, like, is your body relaxed? Do you feel clearer? Do you feel brighter? Has something changed? Has any pain that you have reduced? Is there a sense of openness? These are all very common experiences from doing the energetic work. If you notice those things, your nervous system goes, oh yeah, we're gonna keep those changes and solidify them so that we'll take those into the future. You get more bang for your buck from just taking a few moments to notice. So I have a couple of tips for you that are priceless. Now that you know you can come to this recording, you can either do our multifaceted, detail-heavy release with me for whatever you got. And there are some times when it'll all feel like it's too much, like, no, just take me through the last process. You can fast forward to the last process, go boop, and sit with me while the energetic work embedded in the recording does the work for you. And either is fine. Sometimes I want to dive in. Sometimes I'm like, nah, I want to be a passenger. What matters is that we create this scenario where those stuck emotions start to let go of you. Here's the big revelation about that. The next project you're working on, personal, financial, health, relationship, business, whatever, when emotions start to rear up about whatever's going on, that's the signaling system for you to notice them and do something about them. So in a very real sense, you can use this work to unstick yourself from the next block that you're facing in whatever area you want to point it. So if you use it often, it will pay huge dividends. Couple of reminders. If you want to learn woo-woo, the woo-woo that I do and more, I designed something called Ash Work years ago, and I train people in how to do ash work. There's a home study basic version, which, by the way, has been ripped off endlessly, and those files are corrupted, so I would not buy them elsewhere. Thank you, because they're my work. They're part of my legacy. So there's a basic level that is complete. You never need to go on and learn anything else if you don't want. And there's an advanced in-person course that I teach advanced ashwork skills to practitioners who've completed the basic one every few years. And that's really fun. Some people learn ashwork as a retirement income or a side hustle or a side business, and they love it. Whatever you do, please sign up for my private newsletter and stay for the gems that come. I produce a lot of material, and much of that is free. So if you're on my private newsletter, on my mailing list, you'll stay connected with me. I'm pretty much off social media. One of the smarter things I've ever done. So the newsletter is the best way to stay connected to me directly, safely, without the nonsense of social media. And if you need help or work or want to do more, I'm happy to work with you one-on-one or in groups, small groups, large groups. I offer lots of stuff. Everything is laid out there for you at rudyhunter.com. And one final, most important thing. Years ago, a fella called, I always giggle when I say his name because I'm an idiot, called Aria Frankfurter. Yes, his real name. His sublime music, I contacted him years ago and said, I love your music. Could I possibly use part of this one track for a thing I'm doing in, a healing thing? It was years ago, and he very sweetly said, you can use whatever you want. Thank you for asking for permission, and if it's for healing work, you're more than welcome to use it. And what a gracious fella he's been. So thank you, Aria. So, ladies and gents, if you use this work, it will support you getting unstuck on your healing journey, whether that's working on your relationship, your finances, your personal physical healing, your mental healing. It's just a delight hanging out with you, being here, being allowed to do the woo-woo around the world with you all. So please take very good care of yourself. And until we are together the very next time, this is Rudy Hunter. Bye for now.